Hello, my friends. Today we're learning Bobe Basra Daf Kof Ches. Starting a new parak. Let's go ahead. So the Mishnah is going to discuss today about Chazaka. So what is a Chazaka? We learned it early on about other subjects, but now we've learned about Chazaka of Bailas. So if Reuven comes to Shimon and tells him, "What are you doing in my field?" Shimon brings a proof that he bought the field. He had a star or Adim. Very good. It belongs to Shimon. But if Shimon doesn't have a star that he bought his field or got as a present, and he's been in the field for 3 years, so we say that's a proof that he actually bought it off Reuven. That they were in 3 years in the field, and Reuven never shouted at him and told him, "What are you doing in my field?" So it's a proof that he bought it. And obviously we need that Shimon's going to say, "I bought it off Reuven," or "I got her the present from Reuven." But if Shimon says, "I don't know, I was here for 3 years, no one told me anything," that's not considered a chazaka, because you need a chazaka, that means being in the field for a certain amount of time, together with a taina, together with a claim, how it became yours. So let's see the Mishnah exactly. Says the Mishnah, Cheska Sabatim, a chazaka on houses, the boiros is round pits of water, the sichin is squares, the amoros is more like caves, the ashivachos is where birds are kept, the amerchotzois is bathhouses, Ubeis Abadim was where you press olives, Ubeis Hashlochim is a field where you water it with your hand, by hand, Va'avodim, a slave, V'chol shu oise peris todeh, anything that brings produce all the time, and let's say by Eved the produce is his work. It's only a chazaka after you have this item or this field or this house for 3 years, full 3 years. So if it started on Rosh Chodesh Sivan, you have to go all the way 3 years later to Rosh Chodesh Sivan. But if it's Sodeh Abal is a field that gets watered by the rain and it doesn't produce produce all the time, only once a year. Chazkosa, the chazaka is shalosh shonim, ve'einam yom liyom, but you don't need 3 full years. And we're going to see a machlokes of Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Kiva. How much do you need? Rabbi Shmuel oimer gimel chadoshim barishona, the first year 3 months. Gimel bachroina, 3 months in the last year. Vishnei masor chodesh be'emtza, and 12 months in the middle year, full year in the middle. Aryeh yutches chodesh, it's a total of 18 months. Rabbi Akiva oimer chodesh barishona, it's enough 1 month in the first year, v'chodesh barchoina, 1 month in the last year, you'd base chodesh be'emtza, and a full year in the middle. Aryeh yudalet chodesh, it's enough only 14 months, you don't need 18 months, and the Gemara is going to explain exactly the machlokes of Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Akiva. Omar Rabbi Shmuel, b'med v'oram amurim, when did we say that you need 18 months? That's besod elovon. That's when you have a field of wheat, of something that grows, not trees. Avo besode ilon, if a guy is sitting in a tree, in a field of trees, and he has 3 types of trees, grapes, olives, and figs. So Kona says, so he brought in his grapes. Umosak is Zeso, and he took off his olives. Kona says Keto, and he took his figs, all in the same year. Aryeh gimel shonim, because he did 3 different shimushim in this field, that's already considered like 3 years. And now if he doesn't have a shtar and the other guy comes and says, "This is my field," and he says, "Oh, I lost my shtar, but I bought it off you," we believe him, and it's considered a chazaka. Says the Gemara, Omar Rabbi Yochanan, says Rabbi Yochanan, Shamati, I've heard me'olche Usha, from the people who went to Usha. Usha was a place, and was one of the places that the Sanhedrin was goyla, because the Sanhedrin originally was in Yerushalayim, and then it went 10 different places in Golus until it cancelled. So one of the places was Usha. So I hear it from the people who go in Usha, and soon we're going to see on our base who of that. Show you Oimrin that they would say, "Minayin lechazaka gimel shonim." What's the source of this thing that chazaka is 3 years? Mishar Mod. We learn it from Mishar Mod. So what the din of Shar Mod? An ox that goes another ox is chayav chetzi nezek. It's called a tam. But if you did it 3 times, the 4th time it pays the full damage I caused, not half the damage. We say Mishar Mod, Mashar Mod, Kevin Shenogach Gimel Negichos. After it goes 3 times, no fakle mecheskas tam, it's no more tam. The komle becheskas mod, from now on it's considered mod. Ochinami, also here by Chazaka, Kevin the ochlot kloshonim, since a person was in the field for 3 years, no fakle meshus moiche, went out of the reshus of the person that we know they used to own it. The kaimele bereshus loikach, and now it's in the reshus of the person who's in the field now. Selling more cash on this. When is the Shermud Chayev Nezek Sholem? Only in the fourth Negicha. Ochinami also by us at Shana Revislo. We should say that only in the fourth year becomes his, not after 3 years. Selling more no, this is the way you should put it. Hosom over there by Shermud Michinogach Sholish Negichos Avamud. After 3 Neguchos is a mud. But says the Gemara Daf Hayomi on base, the fourth negicha that only then is chayiv nevek sholem kilo nogach ma'ile shalem. If there's no fourth time that he goes, how could he be mechayiv nevek sholem on what? On the third one he was still a tam. The fourth one didn't exist yet, so obviously he's only chayiv when the fourth one comes. But he's already a mud before the fourth one comes. Hocha, but over here by the field came in the ochlot kloshoni, since the person who went in the fields been in the field for 3 years. He comes into his rishus. It's like the shame wood that becomes on the cow, on the ox. So the shame chazaka becomes on the person in the field for 3 years. Said the Gemara, if we're learning it from a share mood, that after 3 times it becomes a mood, and also a field after 3 years it becomes yours. Chazaka sheni motaina. If Shimon's in the field and he doesn't say I bought it off Reuven, he just says I've been here 3 years and no one told me anything. It should be a chazaka, because we could see by Sharmud after 3 years it changes at 3 goring, it becomes a mod. So also here after 3 years it becomes his. Alomotnan, why did we learn in the Mishnah later on, kol chazaka she'nem taina, if someone in the field but he doesn't have a taina that he bought it or he got as a present, he just says no one told me anything. Eino chazaka, it's nothing. So why is it different? L'chora should work. Said the Gemara, no. Tamamai. What's the reason chazaka without the taina is doesn't work? He's saying he never bought it, so we believe him. Okay, he never bought it, so that they've been in the 3 years didn't do anything. If he's not claiming that he bought it from Reuben or he got a present from Reuben, we're going to taina for him that? He's not taining that. So he's saying I was just being in the field. Okay, being in the field doesn't make yours. What makes yours that you bought it, that you got as a present. This is just a proof. And it's not proof because you're not saying you bought it. Says the Gemara, Matki Flora Rav Avira asked the cash on this. If we're learning from Sharamod, the din is, if in those 3 years that the Shimon was in the field, Reuben came and did the mechah, said, Shimon, get out my field, this is my field. Even though that Shimon didn't go out, and now 3 years came, the din is it's not chazaka, because the whole chazaka is that he's been in there 3 years and Reuben didn't say anything. But if Reuben said, it's not chazaka. So says the Gemara, if we're learning from Sharamud, we should need that this mechah in front of Shimon should be in front of him, and not enough that Reuben should go to 2 Eidim and say that Shimon's in my field, he's a ganev. Why? Because like Sharamud, we know that by Sharamud he only becomes a mud if he told the owner of the ox every time you show your ox gold 3 times in front of him, then he becomes a mud. But if it's not in front of him, if someone told to aid him Reuven's share gold, it's nothing. So also over here, Nami b'fonav b'inon, we should also need that it should be in front of him. The Gemara is comparing the chazaka of 3 years to goring 3 times, and the mechah by the chazaka is like that door of the bailim to tell him that your ox gold. So like there need b'fonav, also here should need b'fonav. Said the Gemara, no. Hosom over there by a cow goring b'ud, but ba'olav tzid, the special dim in the Torah, there has to be in front of the owner that he should know to argue, to say, listen, this my ox didn't go, wasn't my ox, etc. Over here, your friend has a friend, and that friend of your friend, also has a friend, meaning when something is known and someone told a mechor in front of 2 Eidim, those 2 Eidim are going to tell their friend, and their friends are going to become their friends, until the person who's machzik in the soda is going to hear about it, and then he's going to know to hold the document that proves that it says shtar. Because the whole idea of chazaka is after 3 years, I didn't keep my document. But if you heard that the original owner saying that he never bought it, you should hold your shtar well and proper. If you never did that, it's your issue. And therefore it's different to Sharamod. Said the Gemara, who did the machloikis about Shor Muad. Do you need that the Shor good on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and only then it becomes a Muad? That's Shittas Rabbi Yehuda. Rameh says no, even if you did goring on Sunday and on morning, Sunday afternoon, and Sunday night, it also becomes a Muad. Says the Gemara, Rameh do Amar Richik Nigichoiso. Chayev. If a ox goes on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, he becomes a Muad. Kirev Nigichoiso, if he did it all on Sunday, that he's much more of he's going crazy, this ox. Like kol shekain even more, he should be a Muad. So if a person was in a field and he ate 3 pears in one day, and what's the case? He going to, let's say, a fig tree. Then in the morning some fruit are ready, so he picked those fruit, and in the afternoon some more became ready to pick, and he picked those one, and in the evening he picked some more that became ready. Le'ave chazaka, doing the shar mod, which lefira should be a chazaka in one day. Saying more no. When the ox goes on Sunday morning, he didn't go on Sunday afternoon yet. Sunday afternoon didn't come yet. So each negicha is by itself. Hochanami also here, you need that when he ate the first fruit, the other fruit do not exist. Very good. These figs are not ready yet, but they're on the tree already. There is a fig, it's just not ready to pick. So it's not the same like sharamud. You need that when you eat each fruit, the other fruit doesn't exist whatsoever, like by a cow goring. So the Gemara has a different example. If you ate 3 fruit in 3 days, kigoin tzalof, that's a type of fruit. On Sunday you ate 1, and on Sunday the fruit of Monday is totally not ready. It's only like it's less than a fig. So let's say, and then you ate on Monday another one, on Tuesday another one, it should be chazaka. So the Gemara asks on Peria Mia Hisa. Yeah, on Sunday the fruit of Monday is already there, just not ready whatsoever. Okay, we need to wait till Monday that you get ready. But still, the fruit of on Sunday when you eat the first tzalof, the second tzalof's already there on the tree. So it's not doing that to Sharamud when he did the first negicha, the second negicha is not existent whatsoever. So the Gemara, okay, a different case. He ate 3 pears in 30 days. Aspasta is a type of hay that you'd grow for the animals, and he grew a little bit and he cut it, and then he grew again a little bit and he cut it, and he grew again and he cut it. In 30 days he ate 3 times fruit. And what the case? The kodich v'ochlo, he cut it off and he ate it. He cut it off and he ate it 3 times, so it should be a chazaka in 30 days. So the Gemara, no. Also, mishma to the kom shomit v'ochil. That's not considered the way you eat as pasta. The way you eat as pasta, you normally grow it fully and then you cut it. If you cut it when it's not fully grown and let it grow again, that's not the way of eating. And a chazaka, you need 3 years of eating pears, the way it's normal to eat the pears. To say the Gemara, a different example. He ate 3 full pears in 3 months. What's the case? He go in aspasta where he let it grow fully, and aspasta takes a month to grow fully. So he grew fully, he cut it, and he planted aspasta again. It grew fully after a month, and he ate it. And then 3rd time he did it, and in 3 months he ate 3 full pears. Le'ave chazaka. Should be a chazaka if you were saying that we're learning from Sharamud, and Rameh hold in 1 day is a chazaka. So the Gemara, man oilchi Usha, who are the ones who go to Usha, who come from Usha? And the Gemara doesn't explain how we know it. Rashi said the Gemara knew Rabbi Shmuel. It's Rabbi Shmuel, and Rabbi Shmuel ochinami. Rabbi Shmuel agrees that in 3 months you could have a chazaka. That 9 we learned clearly at the end of our mission. Rabbi Shmuel oima b'med varim amurim. When do we need 14 or 18 months besod ha'lovan when it's grains, aber besod ha'ilon when it's trees? Kona says tvo. So if he brought in his grapes, and Mosak Ezesov and he took his olives, the Kona says Ketzer and he took his figs. Aryeh lu gimel shonim. That's 3 years to be a chazaka. And therefore it fits in very good. Yeah, we learn from Sharamud, and in Echanami, Rameh is like Rabbi Shmuel is like Rameh, and in Echanami in 3 months you could have a chazaka. So it comes out. We learned today in the chazaka in the Mishnah that depends. If it brings produce all the time, then you need 3 full years. If it doesn't bring produce 3 times all the time, only once a year, it's enough, less of amount. And we said that Rabbi Shmuel holds that even in a fruit tree, even less, even in 1 year, you could have a chazaka like 3 years, because he did 3 types of eating of Paris. Then the Rabbi Yochanan said, what's the source of the chazaka that 3 years you learn it from Shur Mud? We asked a bunch of kashas on it, and we came to Maskona, yeah, that's where we learn it from. And then we asked the Fira Meah that holds that you could have a mud, could become in one day, you should become a mud in a shorter time. And the Gemara says, Enochanami, Lefira Bishmal, you become chazaka in a short time. And then the continuation of the Gemara that we're going to go into tomorrow and the next year is going to be a Rabbanon who don't hold that you need the din of Rabbi Shmuel, they could have chazaka in 1 year. Where do they learn Shur Amud from? To be continued. Thank you very much. We should all have lots of good news from Klal Yisrael.